Hello there, Virgo. Thank you for stopping by for your weekly tarot forecast for the week of March 30th through April 5th. I am using my Russian Tarot of St. Petersburg once again, and you guys have a fabulous, fabulous card for Monday. You have the Nine of Coins showing up, and the Nine of Coins really talks about being in a state of appreciation or gratitude about how your lifestyle is, how your life is working out. Kind of looking around and going, yeah, you know, this is kind of what I thought my life should be looking like at this time. So it's a really, really, really nice place to be. Now, of course, I won't say that we don't all have things that we aspire to, things that we're hoping for, things that we want to improve. We would be dead if we didn't have things that we wanted to improve in our lives. But overall, this card is saying that in a very general way, your life and your lifestyle is feeling pretty good to you. Okay? So, Tuesday, Virgos. What we have showing up is the Hermit, and it's the Hermit in reverse. What's going on there? This is a little different than usual. What's going on with you guys? There's some reason you guys don't want to be alone on Tuesday. I'm seeing it actually as a very social day, and I'm seeing it as being a social day in almost a manic kind of way. It's like on Tuesday, Virgos, you don't want to be alone with your thoughts. It's like that is the last thing that you want, is to be alone with your thoughts on Tuesday. And so you're going to do whatever you can to be around other people on Tuesday. Interesting. What is so terrible to think about, Virgos, on Tuesday? You know what? I really don't want to get that specific on this reading. I would hate to see what would come up there. Let's see. So, excuse me. Let's just move on. That's what I like about general readings. I can dig as deep as I want, and then I can say, okay, and the next day is. So, Wednesday, what we have coming up for you, Virgos, is we have the Five of Clubs. And the Five of Clubs just means that you find yourself in some kind of competitive situation on Wednesday. Now, this can be formal or it can also be informal. Even sibling rivalry is considered competitive. But this is a competitive situation that I see as being healthy. And for me, the definition of healthy and unhealthy really comes down to, in a competitive situation, a healthy one is one that when you're on the other side of it, after you've completed it, now you're better at something. So maybe you learned, I don't know. Whenever we were in 4-H, we used to have animals. We would raise animals and we compete them against each other. So whenever you have finished the competition, you know a little bit more about raising a domestic animal than you did before you started that. So that would be a healthy competition because you're gaining skill, you're gaining knowledge through that. Okay, I know that's an off-the-wall competition and a lot of you can't relate to it at all. So sorry, but that's something from my past there. So this is going to be a healthy competition that you're involved in on Wednesday, which means that you're going to be gaining some kind of information, knowledge, or skill on that once you're done with this competition that you wouldn't have had you not been a part of it. Now, Thursday, what we have coming up is we have the Seven of Clubs. The Seven of Clubs, I kind of like this card. And I like this card because I'm one of those people that I kind of like sit back and I let people roll over me because I'm trying to be nice. But the Seven of Clubs talks about taking a stand for yourself. And so I really enjoy the empowerment that I have, or that I feel when I actually take a stand for myself. And it doesn't happen very often, so it's like this whole big thrill for me. But what I see coming up for you guys on Thursday is I see you guys taking a stand for yourself. I see you guys in a situation where you say, wait a second here. Enough is enough. So these are really... When this type of situation comes up, I see this as just usually it's just a temporary thing. It's just a one issue that you have to cover, that you just have to say, look, this is what's going on here and this is why, and if you don't like it, bite me, you know. So excuse my French there. And then what generally happens is after that has blown over, then it's time to make peace again with everybody, and it's time to be in a peaceful, harmonious place. But at some point, sometimes we do have to take stands and just let people know, hey, what you're doing here is not working for me, and I'm not going to be able to keep going along that way. And so that's what I see going on for you on Thursday. Now on Friday, Virgo, what we have coming up is we have the Nine of Cups in reverse. Nine of Cups in reverse. I feel like on Friday, wow, there's a couple ways that I could interpret this, but I really feel like maybe both apply. I feel like on Friday you're not feeling very good emotionally. You're feeling kind of angry, distraught, upset. And I feel like you are pouring those emotions out. For some of you, this has to do with romantic relationships and disappointments within that relationship. For others of you, I'm feeling like this is more of, and I don't do medical readings, but this is more of a medical reading, a medical thing, because I'm kind of sensing like being in a doctor's office and kind of really being stressed out and distraught, and not exactly going off on a doctor or a staff member there, but really being upset and disappointed and kind of letting that really pour out on Friday. So I don't feel like that's a big percentage of you, maybe only like 10% of you that's actually happening in a doctor's office. For the rest of you, I'm feeling like this is more of a family or significant other type of thing. For a few of you also, maybe about as many as are in the doctor's office, I'm also feeling like this could be work related too, where you're just so frustrated with how things have been going at work, and you get some kind of news on Friday and it's just like the straw that breaks the camel's back, and you're just like, blah, and you kind of explode. So obviously with a card like this coming up that is giving me this kind of impression, like this emotion is just pouring out, and the idea that these are mostly negative emotions that are pouring out, you want to really do whatever you can to help yourself relax and be in a nice Zen place on Friday, so that you have the edge over most Virgos, because you've got the news that this emotion wave is hitting, and so you're kind of more prepared to handle it as well as you can. Okay, because otherwise I feel like in some situations, if you really let go of your emotions too much, I feel like you could have repercussions for those later on that are not going to be pleasant. So you want to try to keep yourself in check as much as possible. For those of you at work, what I'm hearing is remain professional. It's okay to say what you need to say, but not with all that emotion, and remain professional. And just be expecting that you're going to have these feelings, and so you're going to have to pull back. Just be kind of ready for that. Okay, so that's Friday. And then Saturday, what we have coming up is we have the Two of Clubs in reverse. Two of Clubs in reverse just means that on Saturday you're having trouble making a decision. What you're trying to decide between are two things or two people or two projects, possibly two activities that you really, 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 really love. You enjoy both of these. You have a lot of energy and effort put into both of these, and you would like to be able to go forward with both of these. And for some of you, it's going to be more than two things, but for most of you, it's going to be two. And here's the thing. This decision is coming up because you only have so much effort, energy, and time in your life to invest in anything. And if you try to keep these things all going forward, you don't have enough time and energy and resources to invest in them to keep them moving forward, because you're going to be too scattered. So this decision is really about prioritizing and making that most important thing the thing that receives the majority of the energy and the resources and the efforts. Okay, but I do see you procrastinating on that, and I feel like the reason you are procrastinating on that decision is because it's a tough one, because you really care deeply about both of these situations or people or projects, etc. All right, so Sunday, what we have coming up is we have the Justice card. So I feel like Sunday we have a situation where you are going to be put on the spot, sort of. You're going to be the person that has to figure out about a situation that happens that is not so pleasant. So there's going to be a situation that comes up, and it's going to be your job to decide whether the people responsible for that situation actually intended for the situation to come out the way that it did, or if they actually started off with good intentions and then things just got out of control and they didn't know how to fix it. So that's what I see going on Sunday, is you kind of evaluating that situation and trying to figure out what was really going on, because you have some decisions to make as far as what happens from here. How does this get responded to? That's what your really bottom line is. How do I respond to this situation? And so you have to come up with these other answers about, these people's intentions and all of that stuff before you can really get to how you want to respond to this. And so that's what I see you actually working on Sunday. So Virgos, that is your week. For those of you who would like to schedule a private session with me, feel free to check out my website. I'm at amista.info, I-N-F-O. And once you're there and you've poked around a little bit, if you still feel like I'm the best person for you to work with, feel free to contact me and we will set up a session for you as quickly as possible. And for the rest of you, I will see you all here next week. Everybody have a great week. Peace out.